welcome back to the shop. So long time no see. Just been really busy doing a bunch of other things. So today we have a small project. I just need to make a couple of carriage indicator clamps. I have two that I've already made, but I need to make one to hold a micrometer, to make a micrometer stop, just for a little extra level of accuracy for doing these parts for the gear hopper. So while I was away, just doing a bunch of stuff of work down here in the shop with my tools, making a couple of quality of life changes down here. Got everything a lot more organized. I'll show you around. Made some changes down here. Also made a few more investments in some camera equipment. So now you can see my lovely face in 4K. Now I have an action cam. It's been working out wonders for work. Also have this little guy, Zoom F2, Bluetooth model mic. This little guy right here. Things have been working out great. I like these better than the wireless mics because the wireless mics seem to, I had looked at them, they were more expensive than this. I got this on a Black Friday sale for like 150 bucks. Though they were like really bulky and really didn't matter for what I wanted them for. Like I didn't need the wireless capability. This, I just got a little piece of tape under my shirt here. Wire isn't going to hold out. This is bundled in my pocket. Isn't going anywhere, and it works out great for work too. So just clip it to my shirt, and I've been super happy with it so far. Also, the camera I have is a DJI Osmo Action 3, kind of like a GoPro style camera, only not a GoPro, because I don't like some of GoPro's business practices, and I don't like that previous cameras have overheated. Went with this camera instead. And I've been loving it since I got it. And you can also use your phone to control it, which is great. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to make these carriage stops over here. And the way we're going to do this, I have prints for both a 13-inch and a 9-inch lathe down in the comments section. These are set up with a 3/8 hole to take a standard indicator. I'm going to make one with a 7/16 hole since I already have one to take a dial indicator. I'm going to set these up with a 7/16 hole to take a micrometer barrel, and we'll look at those on the bench. In the meantime, we'll just do once around the shop, show you some of the quality of life improvements we made down here and make organization a little bit better, and we'll go from there. Okay, so standard shop fare, normal like usual. What we've added is got all my measuring stuff in here. In this one box, I basically went through my boxes and organized all my things. Got all my lathe stuff here in this box. Purchased this little Craftsman rolling cabinet here for all of my lathe stuff. And we organized our cutting tools so we can easily grab what we need. We have all our carbide stuff over here, all our high-speed stuff over here, and all our center drills and things there, and all our different tool holders. The biggest change on the 13 is I added this plywood splash guard there to separate from the workbench that's on the other side of this and kind of keep chips from going and flying all over the place. And I got yelled at because my wife found aluminum chips over by the washer and dryer, so that was not a good day. So we added this and put a little kick in the bottom so it empties into my tray here. Nice place for it to keep the indicator on the side there. Not much change to the mill. We added a lot more organization for all of our things. We have I bought these little Hewitt boxes here, and we have our drills, letter, fractional, and wire, and these are taps. So these are for taps. All here, tap cabinets. These I had picked up used. These I'd picked up new. Got some reamer cases, and this is mostly the mill stuff. We built a little storage tray for our things here, and a little bit more. This is one of the toolboxes I had refinished, so this has all of my bulky stuff in there, and we organized our end mills so I can actually find what I need. Pretty easy, and obviously labeled everything. Let's see, over here we just have this is my Ecto 1 buildup here. Eagle Moss went out of business, so the subscription stopped. Luckily, another company bought them out and is restarting a subscription model. You can start where you left off, so we're going to be picking up on that eventually. This is my new shop ice machine because reasons. Got it from work and went through it, repaired it all, and now it is mine. And normal stuff over here. We got our bandsaw, vertical, horizontal, normal things. TV for when we're sitting at a bench doing tedious things. And right now, let's go hit to our bench and we'll show you the project we're working on. Okay, so basically we're working on something along the lines of this. These are ones I had made a long time ago, just out of scrap aluminum I had lying around. The ones we're gonna make today are gonna be a little bit lower in profile, just because that's what I have around in aluminum, and that's what the plans show. You can basically make them out of whatever you want. And all it is your basic clamp that clamps on your bedways. This one would be for my 9-inch lathe. This one would be for my 13-inch lathe. And they're set up to be able to take a standard dial indicator. So this one here, I use one of the cheapo Char's 2-inch travel ones, and they just fit in the 3/8 hole here. Actually, it'd be more like this on the lathe. And they just go right along that barrel here, and you just lightly clamp it down hand tight, and you have an indicator of your carriage travel. What I'm going to make today is basically the same idea, but it's going to hold a micrometer barrel, and that'll be a micrometer stop. You can make the only difference between them would be the size of the hole. This is a 7/16 barrel, and these guys are 3/8. You could probably make a multi-purpose one with a bushing, with like a split bushing, but I'm just gonna make 2 of them. So we're gonna make just another one of these. And these are our plans here. Now we're just gonna make one on camera, and we're gonna be doing it the easy way. I'm gonna be using a mill, but in all honesty, you can make these with a bandsaw or even a hacksaw and some files. It's very, very, very simple, and it doesn't need to be supremely accurate. You just need to be able to fit this V onto the V-ways of your lathe. So we're gonna actually be doing this just by scribe lines, and I'm gonna lay them both out, and I'm gonna do it 2 different ways. I'm gonna lay one out using a pair of calipers, just a pair of calipers as a slide, and the other one we'll lay out using a surface plate and a height gauge. Why? Because I have one and we can. So what we're going to do right now is go over to the horizontal bandsaw and cut 2 pieces of aluminum. One is going to be 3 inches long, and then the other one's going to be 2.5 inches long. So we'll go get the bandsaw set up and we'll go ahead and cut that. All right, so got it set up to cut our first piece. We're going to adjust our down feed here. Something about there. This little cylinder that I made has been working out great. The only thing I need to do actually is just put another nut on this side of that stud just to keep it a little bit tighter. But other than that, she works perfectly fine. Cut through that aluminum nice and easy. And this is our 2.5 inch piece, and then we're going to cut off a 3 inch piece. It's about a 1/16 of an inch longer, just so I can square up the sides on the mill. Again, doesn't need to be done that way, but I have a mill, so we might as well do it that way, right? So we're just about through. And we kick off, and there we go. And it even catches it. All right, I'm going to cut the other one, and then we will go over to the mill real quick and square up the sides. Okay, so we got both of our parts here squared up. Basically just square both ends. We don't have to worry about the top. Not a big deal. And we're going to lay these out in 2 different ways. First way is going to be the easiest way, which some people get all pissy that I do. say I'm going to ruin my calipers, but you know what? They're my calipers to ruin. And we're just going to use this to scribe. So we are going to get this center hole first. So we are 700 thousandths from the bottom. I know some of these like 699 and 749, I screwed up on the drawing. I'm still not used to Fusion, and the drawing on that is a pain in the butt. So just excuse that, round up to the closest whole number. So 700 thousandths from the bottom. So we just set our calipers to 700 thousandths, and we're going 3/4 of an inch in, and we just give ourselves a scribe there. Okay, so there it is, and we can center punch that there, but there it is there. So cut, 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 and then here's my shelf. Now, as I said before, you can either use the mill like I'm gonna do, or you could actually cut this out, very simple, with a bandsaw or even a hacksaw if you really wanted to. Just follow your lines, follow your scribe lines. We can, even though we're using the mill, we could actually take and notch most of this out with the bandsaw if we wanted to also, but I don't see a real reason to do that at the moment. Okay, so we have the piece for the 9-inch in there, and get a little bit of a better light on that. And all we're going to do is go down to the scribe lines. So let me grab a pair of safety glasses, which I believe I left over here. And we're using a 5/8 2-flute end mill, and that would be a perfect cut on this angled piece. So we're just going to eyeball our scribe lines, and then when I get here, I can set a 0 on my DRO just so I don't go past that, and we'll just nibble this out. And so we're basically going to cut a step here, and then cut a step here up to that line, and then we can get in that angled piece after the fact. That's 175, so we can actually just dial in the 170. We'll dial in 100 first. Let me get my... There's 100. That's it right there. It's going to say 0. And then I'll take my last 75. My next one is 300 thousandths, so I can just use where I'm at on that. There's 200. Alright, pause. Alright, interrupted by a phone call there, so we're going to bring that down by another 200 thousandths. Let me grab my this here. This here. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we're good there. So now we just have to make that angled cut. Okay, so what I have here are basically a set of angle blocks. So it's a 30 degree and a 15 degree, makes 45 degrees. We're just gonna stick these down here against that jaw, hold them in place with our thumb, and we're gonna put our part right on them. So again, we're not really making parts for NASA here, so technically you should have maybe parallels or something here, but this is totally fine. And again, we're just going to kind of hold these in place. You can have any number of fixtures or things to be able to do this, but right now we're just doing the four hands method. And tighten it down and just pull those out. Now you can idiot check yourself by seeing if this scribe line is level with your jaw and it looks okay. And again, all we're gonna do is we're gonna come back in this zone here, lower our table a bit. And what we wanna do is get something pointy to point with. We want to clip this line and just plunge this down, and from here to here should be 5/8, and we'll be able to come right across that. So we're just gonna again eyeball this. Not really that critical. All right, that looks good to me. We're just gonna lock our table down. Alrighty. Looks pretty good to me there. All right. Well, that's it. I'm going to check it on my lathe. And yep, she looks like she fits pretty good. So now we're going to drill these holes, but I'm just going to do that on my drill press because, you know, it's easier. Okay, so now we're basically just going to drill and ream a 7/16 hole on the side and then drill our other 2 holes. Stand to speed this up a bit. I don't have enough clearance to ream that. I will ream that later, actually. So what we'll do right now is we'll go to the top here. Actually, the top is right here. Now you could do all this in the mill. I just didn't want to have to take out that end mill. I still have one more of these to make. And tap drill for 1024. Upside down. Tap drill for 1/4 and we want about a 1/2 inch of threads. So right about there, I'm going to set a stop. Helps if you put the drill in the correct way. Meant to do that. All right, make sure I still got a 1/2 inch of. And I do. And there she be. Okay, so I'm gonna ream this on the mill when I'm all done. In the meantime, all we need to do is just tap this 1/4 20, tap this 10/24, which obviously takes 2 seconds. I don't need to show that. And then we just need to make our clamp bar, which is will take 2 seconds. We can make that out of anything. So I'll just show you how I make that real quick, and then we'll fit this to the lathe. Okay, so we're gonna make the clamp here, and all this is a piece of aluminum, can be anything, that's as wide as the body here, and thickness doesn't really matter. This you can use anything, 3/8, 1/4 inch, whatever you got. And you need to cut it short to clear the rack on your lathe, okay? Because there's a rack that goes here. And then screw it together like this. And what we're going to do is we're going to mark the inside here. Now, you can double check on your lathe because it might be a little bit different. But what I'm going to do is at that mark, I'm going to relieve this by about 1/8 of an inch. And that will give me my clamping against my bed. So just double check with your lathe. I don't want to give a measurement for this because if you boogered this any and move this up and down, it could be a little bit different, and you want to make sure you get a nice good clamp. Okay, so you can see I notched that, and I actually accidentally took a little too much off, so I had to take some off the top. But that's all right. If you take too much off, just mill the clamping pad down just a little bit. But now we can pop it in there, and we'll just snug it up, and she's in there. So now what you can do, or what I'm going to do also, is take, instead of using these cap head screws, I'm going to make a knurled hand one, so you can just tighten it down by hand. That way there you don't have to keep reaching for a screw. And now we're going to go and ream this, and then we can mount our micrometer. All right, so here it is, all reamed and cleaned up. I just did a quick little rub down with some Scotch-Brite. All right, so now we can basically just put our micrometer barrel in there, whatever angle we want, preferably facing up or an angle towards us. Push it down to the shoulder. And just be aware that you're going to end up reading it upside down, like the numbers are upside down. And I also am aware that they make these specifically for these lathes, but like OEM ones, Southbend actually made a micrometer carriage stop. They're just way expensive. This guy here cost you like $10, maybe $20 in parts, maybe, if that. So now we can just clamp this to our bed, tighten it down. I am going to make a just a knurled thumb screw for this. And now, so we come down here. The theory behind this is, let me take you off of here. What we can do is we can come down, make a cut, like so, right up to the stop, and then say we need to take a few 2 or 3 thousandths off. There's 5 thousandths there. Now we can come down to our stop again, and we just took 5 thousandths off. So it's a way to measure our carriage travel very accurately. And as I said again, if you make the hole 3/8, or if you bush this 7/16 hole down and make just one, or you make two, one with the 7/16 hole and one with the 3/8 hole, you put a carriage indicator on here and kind of do the same thing. Depends on what you're doing, how accurate you want it. What do you like better? You like a solid stop, or you like the carriage indicator? It's all up to you. Solid stop is nice in some instances. Carriage indicator is probably more useful. But now we have both. A nice little project, and all the plans for them are down below. So, turn you guys around. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll see you on the next one. Again, like, subscribe, tell your friends about me, and we'll make more videos. So hopefully more machining content to come in the few coming months, and we'll go from there. Thank you guys for watching.